They say, one man once told a tale of a tiny ant who dragged a grain of wheat bigger than its own body. When other insects mocked it, the ant simply whispered, "What looks impossible to you is just the beginning for me." That ancient lesson echoed again centuries later in the life of a boy named Tariq, whose pockets were so empty that even hope felt too expensive to afford.
This is Beyond Stories, where every story carries a lesson, and every lesson touches the heart. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a story that could inspire your next step. Now, let's go deeper into the story.
But this story begins on the day everything nearly broke him. Tariq stood outside a small provision shop, staring at a loaf of bread he couldn't buy. His stomach growled like a distant thunderstorm. The shopkeeper looked at him with pity, the way people look at stray animals they are afraid to touch. The boy's palms were sweaty, not from the heat, but from the embarrassment of knowing he had nothing but lint and a dream he was almost ashamed to say out loud. The city moved around him like a giant machine, noisy, cold, and uninterested in a poor boy's hunger. The world had taught him to think small. Don't aim too high. Don't embarrass yourself. Don't dream above your level. But deep inside Tariq's heart, a flicker of something stubborn refused to go out. That night, he walked home slowly, kicking stones as he went. His house was a single room made of patched-up zinc sheets. The walls were tired. The door leaned like an old man needing a cane. Inside, his mother lay sick on a mat, too weak to work. Their kerosene lamp flickered, throwing shadows that danced like ghosts on the wall. Tariq gently lifted her hand. "Ma, when will things get better?" Her voice trembled. "When you decide to think bigger than your circumstances." He didn't understand, not fully, but the words clung to him like a second skin. That night, hunger twisted his stomach, but something else twisted deeper: ambition. He remembered another one of Aesop's fables, the story of the lion cub who feared his roar until he discovered it was the only thing that could save him. "Maybe my thoughts are louder than my reality," Tariq whispered to himself. The next morning, instead of begging near the bus stop like other poor boys, Tariq tried something different. He walked to the old junkyard where abandoned scraps lay forgotten. Metal pieces, broken radios, rusted bicycle frames. He dug through them like a miner searching for gold in dirt. He didn't know exactly what he was looking for, but he knew he was looking for something. Hours passed. Sweat rolled down his neck. His fingers bled from sharp edges. Just when he thought of giving up, he found it. A collection of old soda cans, bent and battered, but colorful. An idea sparked, a small light bulb switching on in a dark room. He washed the cans, cut them carefully, folded them into shapes. Birds, cars, tiny houses, little pieces of art made from what the world had thrown away. When he brought them to the roadside to sell, people laughed. "Who will buy this rubbish? You dreaming big? Impossible." But Tariq remembered the ant. He remembered the lion cub. He remembered his mother's fading voice. So he stood there, anyway. Hours went by. Heat baked the ground. No one stopped. His throat tightened with disappointment. He felt foolish, small, like the world was right and he was wrong for thinking beyond his circumstances. Then, in the late afternoon, a black SUV pulled over. A woman stepped out, elegant, confident, the kind of person whose perfume announces her before her footsteps do. She picked up one of Tariq's pieces, a tiny bird made from a soda can. "You made this?" she asked. Tariq nodded, heart pounding like a drum in his chest. She smiled slowly. "I run an arts foundation. Children's creativity. That's our mission." She raised the bird. "How many can you make in a week?" Tariq's voice cracked. "A lot." "Good," she said, "because I want them in the next exhibition." His vision blurred, not from the sun, but from tears he had held inside too long. That week changed his life. People came, people bought, people celebrated the boy who once had nothing but lint in his pocket and a universe in his mind. His mother got treatment. Their leaking roof was replaced. Tariq's workshop grew one step at a time until he began teaching other poor kids how to turn trash into art and how to turn small dreams into big realities. But he never forgot the moment he decided to think bigger than his hunger, his poverty, his fear. He learned that your pockets can be empty, but your mind can be a mansion. He learned that big thinking is not about where you are, but where you believe you can go. He learned that tiny thoughts create tiny lives, but bold thoughts build bridges to places where gods walk. And every time someone doubted him, he smiled and repeated the lesson he learned centuries ago, the lesson the ant taught the world. What looks impossible to others is just the beginning for me. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear this today. And don't forget to subscribe for more life-changing stories. This is Beyond Stories, where every story reminds you that as long as you are still breathing, your story is not over yet.